Hello everyone, this is Professor Mahesh Pardeshi from Parvatibai Genba Mose College of Engineering, Wapoli, Pune. In the today's lecture, we are dealing with the thermodynamic properties. We are dealing with the thermodynamic properties. See, fluids are generally liquids or gases. Fluids are generally liquids or gases, but we already seen that the gases are more susceptible to compressibility. Means there is a large amount of changes in the density of the gases when they are subjected to very small amount of pressure. We already see this point. Okay, these points we have to discuss in detail in this thermodynamic property. Okay, see one more. Here, fluids consist of liquids or gases, but the gases are compressible fluids. Hence, thermodynamic properties plays an important role. See here, in case of the liquids, these changes are very small. That's why we does not consider these thermodynamic properties in case of liquids. But in case of the gases, they plays very important role because the changes are very heavy or more changes are there. That's why we have to consider these thermodynamic properties in case of gases. Okay. Actually, the compressibility is nothing but the measure of the elasticity of the fluid. Actually, the compressibility is the measure of elasticity of the fluid. Okay, the fluids are compressed under the pressure due to change in their mass density. Why there is a compression occurs in case of the gas? Because there is change in the mass density when these are subjected to pressure. Okay, that is nothing but the compressible fluids. Gases are nothing but the compressible fluids. Here you can see that with the change of pressure and temperature, the gases undergoes large variation in its density. The relationship between the pressure, specific volume and temperature of the gas is given by the following equation. Here the equation is given PV is equal to RT. PV is equal to RT. Here this V is nothing but the specific volume. All the terms are given here where this P is equal to absolute pressure of the gas in Newton per meter square. V is equal to specific volume, that is 1 upon rho. We already seen this point. R is the gas constant. R is the gas constant. Its value is fixed. Its value is fixed. And for solving the problem, the value of this R is already always given in the problem. Okay. Next is the T. T is the absolute temperature in degree Kelvin. T is the absolute temperature in degree Kelvin, and rho is the density of gas, and rho is the density of gas. Okay, and this is the relationship between the pressure, specific volume, and temperature. Okay, now see the next point. The value of the gas constant, the value of the gas constant R is 287 J divided by kg and kg into K. Okay, all these things are given, means the value of R is given. You need not to learn this value. Okay, always while solving the numericals, the value of R is given in the problem itself. Now see, there are these two types of processes are there. Okay, first is the isothermal process. Isothermal process. If the changes in the density occurs at the constant temperature, then the process is called as isothermal process. Then the process is called as isothermal process. Okay, the relationship between the pressure and the density is given by P by rho is equal to constant. P by rho is equal to constant. And the second process is adiabatic process. Adiabatic process. If the change in the density occurs with no heat exchange to and from the gas, the process is called as adiabatic process. Here this word is important. Here the change in the density occurs with no heat exchange, no heat exchange to and from the gas. Then the process is called as adiabatic process. Means there is no change of exchange of heat to the gas or from the gas. Okay, this process is called as adiabatic process. And if no heat is generated within the gas due to the friction, the relationship between the pressure and the density is given by P by rho raised to K is equal to constant. P upon rho raised to K is equal to constant, where K is equal to ratio of specific heat of a gas at constant pressure and constant volume. Constant pressure and constant volume. And the value of K for air is 1.4. See, this value of K is always given in the problem. The value of K is always given in the problem. Okay, K is equal to 1.4 for the air. Okay, now we will see in detail the properties, that is compressibility and bulk modulus. We will see in detail these two properties, compressibility and bulk modulus. See here, actually the compressibility is the measure of elasticity of the fluid. I already told you this compressibility is a measure of elasticity of fluid. Okay, and this bulk modulus, next term, this bulk modulus is simply the ratio of compressive stress to the volumetric strain. Compressive stress to the volumetric strain. Now see, the fluids are compressed under the pressure due to the change in their mass density. More mass can be accommodated in the unit volume, and when the pressure is removed, the fluid regain its original volume. The fluid regain its original volume. As the pressure increased, the volume is decreased. Very simple phenomenon. As the pressure increase, the volume is decreased. Okay, I will explain you with the figure in the next slide. Okay, here consider a cylinder. Or first of all, see the compressibility. Compressibility is the reciprocal of the bulk modulus. Compressibility is the reciprocal of bulk modulus of elasticity K. That is, compressibility is equal to 1 upon K. And this K is defined as simply the ratio of compressive stress to the volumetric strain. Compressive stress to the volumetric strain. Okay. Consider a cylinder fitted with a piston as shown in the figure. Here you can see the figure, this one. Okay, this is the cylinder, and this is the piston. Here, this is the piston, this is hatch one. Okay, this is the piston, and the pressure is applied from this side. The pressure is applied from this side, and there is a liquid or gas in this container or cylinder. Okay, due to the application of this pressure, this piston moves into this direction, moves towards the cylinder. Due to the application of this force, this piston moves toward this direction. Okay, see, let capital V is equal to volume of the gas enclosed in the cylinder. Volume of the gas enclosed in the cylinder. And P is the pressure of the gas when the volume is capital V. P is the pressure of the gas when the volume is capital V. I will explain you. See, this V, capital V, from this point up to the point of piston, here you can see, up to the point of piston, this is capital V, means when the pressure is not applied. Okay, after the application of this pressure, what happens, this piston moves towards this direction, and this capital V is reduced or decreases. See here, the dotted lines indicates the final position of the piston after the application of pressure. After the application of this pressure, this piston moves toward this direction, and these dotted lines indicates its final position. Okay, its final position. Now let the pressure is increased to P plus delta P. Initially the pressure is P, we can say that initial pressure is P, and after application of pressure, addition of the pressure, that pressure is increased to P plus delta P, or P plus dP, you can say that. Okay, the volume of the gas decreases from V to V minus dV. V minus dV, why V minus dV? Here see in the figure. This small change in the pressure, volume. This small change in the volume is denoted by dV. dV. That's why after the application of the pressure, the final volume of the gas here, this volume, final volume of the glass becomes capital V minus dV. Capital V minus dV. Okay. Therefore, then increase in the pressure is equal to dP and decrease in the volume is equal to dV. Decrease in the volume is equal to dV. Okay. Therefore, volumetric strain is equal to minus dV upon V. Minus dV upon V. Why we have to use here minus sign? Why we have to use here minus sign? Because there is a reduction in the volume, there is decrease in the volume. As we increase the pressure, the volume gets decreased. That's why we have to use here negative sign. Okay. Here you can say that negative sign means the volume of decreases with the increase in pressure. Okay. Now bulk modulus is equal to K, and K is equal to increase in pressure divided by volumetric strain. Bulk modulus is equal to increase in pressure divided by volumetric strain. Therefore, increase in pressure is dP, increase in pressure is dP, divided by volumetric strain is minus dV upon V. Volumetric strain is minus dV upon V. Therefore, we can write minus dP upon dV into V. dP upon dV into V. Okay, this is the expression for bulk modulus K. This is the expression for bulk modulus K. Okay. Now compressibility. We already discussed about the compressibility. Compressibility is nothing but the reciprocal of the bulk modulus. Reciprocal of the bulk modulus. Therefore, it is given by 1 upon K. Therefore, it is given by 1 upon K. Okay. I have to say something additional about this compressibility. See, in liquids generally considered to be incompressible. Liquids are generally considered to be incompressible. Okay. For instance, a pressure of huge amount, that is 1,13,078 kilopascal, will cause a given volume of the water to decrease by only 5%. You do not means go through these values, just only see that there is a huge amount of the pressure which we have to apply to cause a very less amount of decrease in the volume. This is in case of what? This is in case of the liquids, because liquids are the incompressible one. Liquids are incompressible one. That's why to change the volume of the liquids, we have to apply very huge amount of pressure. We have to apply very huge amount of pressure. See, in case of the gases on other hand, in case of the gases on other hand, these are the highly compressible one. Gases are the highly compressible one. Therefore, the volume of the gas can be readily changed by exerting a external pressure on the gas. Means the volume of the gas can be easily changed by the application of very small amount of pressure. Okay, understood? Now the water hammer and the cavitations are the examples of the importance of compressibility effects in the liquid flow. We will discuss these two effects in detail, that is water hammer and cavitation. Very important points are there. These are asked for theory questions also. So we will discuss these points in detail shortly. Okay. Some of the examples are compressibility effects are very important in the design of modern high-speed aircraft, missiles, power plants, fans, and compressors. See the importance of these properties. See the importance of these properties, that is compressibility, bulk modulus. These properties are used in the design of aircrafts, missiles. You can understand by these examples that what is the importance of these concepts or properties. Okay. Now I have to give some values of the bulk modulus. Okay, the bulk modulus for the water is 2.05 into 10 raised to 9 Newton per meter square. Bulk modulus for water is 2.05 into 10 raised to 9 Newton per meter square. And for air, it is 1.02 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per meter square. For the air, the value of bulk modulus is 1.02 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per meter square. Newton per meter square. Hope all of you understand with these two properties, and that is compressibility and bulk modulus. Okay, thank you.